What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you two A+ setups you could have caught on Tuesday, October 22nd using IFVGs to scalp base hits. So one thing that I like doing is marking out my 15-minute fair value gaps and looking at the reaction from them. Okay, so right here you can see we have a 15-minute gap. So what I like doing is looking at the reaction when we enter the upper portion of that fair value gap. Okay, I want to see a singular leg of manipulation that creates a singular fair value gap. Okay, so a manipulation leg to the downside here that creates one fair value gap, either on the 1 minute, 2 minute, or 3 minute chart. And as soon as we enter this 15, I want to look at what is the reaction from the upper portion. Can we close below that low here? Can we push to the upside in one candle? Are we disrespecting the bearish fair value gaps here, creating a bullish fair value gap? I want to gauge whether buyers are standing here, passive buyers are standing here, and aggressive buyers are pushing price as soon as we are trading back inside that fair value gap. This is what I'm trying to gauge when I'm trading for scalping reaction using IFVGs. So right here, waiting for that 15-minute gap to get filled here. Still, you see we are approaching that gap. This is the exact time where I go on my 1 minute chart and I'm looking at, okay, what is the reaction that we're going to get from that level? This is my POI. I know responsive buyers will step in here. I just want to see, are they going to keep pushing price back to the upside and show aggression when we hit that level? Okay, so right here you can see we just stepped that 15-minute gap. First thing is we swept sell side, so I am bullish. Okay, we had a stop hunt of the people that were trying to buy from here. Okay, that put their stop losses below this low. So first we have a stop hunt, so we are bullish, sell side liquidity sweep. Then we're delivering from a higher time frame POI, which is my 15-minute fair value gap. So this is the second thing that tells me we are bullish. Right now, the next thing I want to look at is I'm trying to locate the buyers and sellers. Okay, right here we have a 3-minute fair value gap and a 2-minute fair value gap of a single leg manipulation to sweep that sell side. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And what does that gap tell me? It tells me that sellers are located between the upper portion of that gap and the lower portion of that gap right here. So if we can burst through that gap and disrespect this gap right after sweeping the sell side and tapping the higher time frame POI, I have enough confidence that sellers are going to cover their positions at the pullback of the inversion, and this internal high will get swept. And any resting liquidity like a equal highs or low resistance liquidity runs will get taken out right after. So right here, what I'm looking for is 15-minute sweep. Can we close or not below the low? No, we cannot, so it's A plus right now. Are we tapping a 15-minute fair value gap? Yes. So I have two confirmations right now. The last confirmation I'm looking for to enter that trade is, can we disrespect a singular leg fair value gap right here that created the sell side liquidity sweep? So right there you can see it took 3 minutes from the sweep to push up and disrespect that fair value gap, and as soon as you get that closure, you need to enter either market or at the pullback. If you enter at the pullback, you have chances of not getting filled. Okay, so I love to enter at the close, and I aim for a 1-to-1. So what I do is I go break even at this high, at the first high, because it's a low hanging fruit target. But since my stop loss is below that candle's low here, I still want to have a decent RR. Okay, I don't want a 0.4 RR. I want a 1-to-1. So right here, I'm going to go long at as soon as this 3-minute gets inversed, and gonna put my stops to break even at this internal high and aim for resting liquidity above. What is resting liquidity above? We have this high here that acts as buy side, okay, and we have also fair value gaps that also acts as a drawn liquidity. So we have untapped 2-minute fair value gap right here and 2 levels of buy side just above us. So what I would do in that case is go long, stop loss below this low, and aim for the second liquidity pool and put my stops to break even at the first liquidity pool here. So you can see it took 3 minutes to completely push through all these highs and go and fill that 2-minute gap. This is exactly the type of trades you need to take when you're taking profit challenges, or you're trying to scalp $200 per day to make those payout requirements on Top Step or on Apex. This is the strategy that you're looking for. Okay, this was the first trade you could have caught. So reasoning for the trade: sell side liquidity sweep. Okay, so you're bullish. Then 15-minute fair value gap delivery. You cannot close. So you're delivering from a bullish PD array on the higher time frame. You cannot close below that level. Okay, so you have sell side liquidity sweep, 15-minute POI fair value gap delivery. You cannot close below that level, so that's your third confirmation. And then you have the inversion right here, which tells you that the aggressive buyers stepped in and the sellers are currently in drawdown, okay, and they want to leave their position. So you can see here, as soon as they have the chance to leave, this is where the covering is gonna happen. Okay, as soon as price will open on the next candle, it will open low into the inversion, and all these sellers that were currently in drawdown are going to click buy to leave their position. So everyone will be buying at this exact moment. Okay, so this is where you're gonna see a big movement in the market like this on the 1, 2, or 3 minute on the Nasdaq. And right after that, there was another really good opportunity. So what I like marking now also is my higher time frame buy side and sell side liquidity pools. This is a level where I want to play reversal off of. Okay, this is my previous daily high here, and these are my previous daily lows. So either one of them, if either one of them gets swept and I can see some responsive selling, happening right after that sweep, I want to be a seller at that exact moment. So right here, looking for a higher time frame buy side liquidity sweep, either so of the previous daily high or previous weekly high, anything that is that has enough liquidity to bring the market back to 50% of the previous range. Okay, so right here, it will be this high that will get taken out. As soon as you see this high sweep, okay, this is the previous weekly high sweep. A lot of liquidity is resting above this high, and you are also delivering from a 1 hour fair value gap. I know we are most likely going to see responsive selling above this high, so I want to be looking for shorts. As soon as I have the sweep, I'm looking for the same confirmation. Are we delivering from a gap? Yes, we're delivering from an hourly gap. What did we sweep? We swept buy side, so I'm short bias. Then I'm looking for price. Did price close above the level, or immediately started to dump after the sweep? Right here, we closed above on the 3 minute, but you can see here uh, we closed above for 3 minutes, then we started to dump right after. It would not be considered A plus because of that, in my opinion, but still worth trying, in my opinion. Then you have the third confirmation, which is the fourth confirmation, which is your singular leg for value gap. And right here you have it. So you have a singular for value gap on the 3 minute chart. As soon as you're going to disrespect it, this is where you want to take shorts into either the first internal low that you see or an internal fair value gap. So right here you would go short with your stop loss above this candle's high, so above the inversion, right here, and you would go for a nice, this would be 1.5 to 1 almost. So when we tap the opposite gap, I would already put my stops to break even at this point, because we could start delivering from this gap and push us up all the way back up for a resweep. So at this point, I would put my stops to break even and aim for that internal low here. And you can see that we just swept it after it took some time, but the draw was on point. So one lesson you can take from this video is you need to look at four things. What did we sweep? Buy side or sell side? If you swept sell side, you're bullish. If you swept buy side, you're bearish. Then, are we delivering from a bullish or bearish beta array? If you swept buy side, then and you're delivering from a bearish higher time frame beta array, this is your second confirmation. Then, are we closing above the buy side liquidity pool and inside of that fair value gap? If yes, it will tell you, okay, is that A plus or not? Or is the reaction immediate right after we swept it? If yes, it has a lot more chances of working. And then the fourth confirmation, sorry, is my singular leg fair value gap that created the sweep. If that fair value gap gets disrespected, then I can anticipate that the internal low will get swept also. So I can take a quick scalp 1-to-1 into that internal low on either the 1, 2, or 3-minute chart. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully you learned something in this video, and I see you guys next time. Peace out.